Hello, welcome to Loaves and Letters. This is a knitting podcast based here in Melbourne, and I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the land on which I film today, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I also extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Islander people who may be watching. I am so excited to be here to show you an update on my current knitting projects. I feel like I did go through a phase where I wanted to just be a monogamous knitter, but I guess that's just not in my nature, and it's just not life. You know, sometimes things come up, the weather gets cold, children, little ones, speaking of, little children, their hands get cold and they ask for mittens. So that brings us to the first project of today. I have the cutest pair of mittens. I'm using a sock yarn to make them as part of my de-stash for the year. This is, I believe it's an opal sock yarn, and it's such a nice color. I don't know where the label has gone, but it's a 4-ply sock yarn, 75% wool, 25% nylon, I'm pretty sure, something along those lines. And they are working up so cute. I actually have another project to show you that I didn't bring into the room, so I'll go grab those later. But the other project was a pair of mittens that I made for myself, and I modified that pattern, the Warm and Simple Mittens pattern, a free pattern on Ravelry, to make these little ones for my little one. And I have actually already made one, and I'm nearly finished. I should finish them today because I'll only need a little bit for the little thumb, because she has like a tiny thumb poking out there. I'll probably do 1 row of stockinette and then 2 or 3 rows of ribbing, and they will be done. So yes, they are called the Warm and Simple Mittens. They fold up and down, so when your little fingers get cold, you can fold them up, and then when you need the use of your hands, you fold them down again. I'm also thinking that I will make a sort of a cord. I think I might just crochet a cord because I don't really want to knit an I-cord, although that would probably look the best, to long enough to have it so that she can either put them around her neck when she's not wearing them, or she can just have it sort of like tucked into the sleeves. Does that make sense? If you have the cord fed through the sleeves, and maybe even around her back. Is that how it works, or do you wear it around your front? I'm not sure, but I want to make a cord to connect the two of them together. So if I lose one, I'll lose the other, which will most likely happen, but it hasn't been that long to knit. It didn't take me that long to knit these, so no love will be lost between us. I assure you, if these go missing, we'll just make some more. But this color of yarn, isn't it just delightful, with the little red speckles and the pastel colors? And it's so like, you can't tell, well, I can't tell what it's gonna work up as, so it's a nice little mystery once you start knitting. And I used this yarn previously. I used it to start some socks, some colorwork socks, which look really good, but yeah, I just couldn't continue. My brain just wasn't working properly, so yeah, I cut that short. I did finish one sock, didn't finish the second sock. Anyway, we just we cut our losses, let's say, and started these mittens. So yeah, that's my first work in progress. I will have to get the other pair of mittens later to show you. Let's go on to the next one, which is also nearly finished. I feel like all of these projects are like, they're on the cusp of being finished, but some of them have been on the naughty corner for a little bit. This one is, I've done most of it. 2 sleeves are done. I also picked up and finished the neckline. This is by the way, I'm using 2mm needles for these mittens. I'm just thinking, do you want some more information? If you want some more information about how I modified those to be a kid size, let me know in the comments and I will let you know what I did to change that free pattern. Okay, Okay, moving on. This is the Soufflé, Petit Soufflé by Penrose. A pattern by Penrose. She has a YouTube channel as well, and I just love this cute thing. I hope it's going to be big enough. I am knitting the bigger size 9 to 10, I believe. And I am using Bendigo Woolen Mills yarn, the Luxe 8 ply. So it hasn't been taken too long. I just have been stalling on it and working on different projects. As you can see, it's pretty much done. 2 sleeves, just need to finish off the body. I think it's a folded over hemline, so I'll be doing that. And I'm using 4mm needles, as well as a 3.5mm for the ribbing and maybe for the neckline, can't remember. But yes, I am really loving how this is working out. I wouldn't mind doing another one of these. It's a lot of like mindless stockinette, watch TV, read a book, just enjoy the rich color. This color is boysenberry, and I've really been liking it, and I get a lot of compliments on this color when I take the knitting out in public, and other people see the color. So yeah, it's a really nice, it's probably a little bit deeper and a little bit more berry like than you're seeing on the screen right now, but that ruffle, just so cute, so cute, and quite easy to do. The effect is just so nice, and I feel like once I block it, it will probably stretch out to be a bit of a bigger size. I'll try to block out the sleeves a little bit longer, try to get as much use out of these kids' clothes that they grow out of so quickly as we can. So yeah, really cute I-cord collar, and then I'll have to find a button to close up this keyhole closure as well. So yeah, that is project number 2. Project number 3, let's move on to something that you may have seen before if you've been around these parts of the internet. It is the Blossoms and Buds Crochet Along Blanket by Lindsay Noons of Lottie and Albert and Sardar Knit. So a free crochet along that has ended now, so all the clues have been released. I am using not the kit that was provided. I'm using cotton yarn James C. Brett that I bought from Wool Warehouse, and I chose sort of matching colours, similar colours to what the kit had. I have finished the blanket itself, and I'm just going round and round on the border. I am finding the border a bit difficult to do for a couple of reasons. One is because I feel like I have a lot of yarn left over after this knit along. I feel like there's like 3 balls that haven't even been opened, and that's a little bit discouraging. 1, because I feel like I've wasted money. 2, because I don't know what I'm going to do with the remainders. I have ideas, but I feel like it's like more mental energy to try to figure out what to do with those extra balls of yarn. And 3, I was trying to like make one of the ideas was to make a thicker border so I could finish up the yarn, but the thing that is stopping me is because this border changes color halfway through. I feel like I can't get into a rhythm of just crocheting round and round and round, because I have to change colors whenever I get to a color changing corner. So yeah, this has been relegated to the naughty corner, but it's such a nice, like, I fell in love with the pattern as soon as I saw it, and it's hard to kind of show you all of its glory, but there it is. It is a log cabin quilt layout. So you start in the center and the panels get bigger and longer as you grow out to the edges, and I learned a lot of new, I'm not sure if they're new techniques, but I feel like I've done most of them before, but I was able to practice each technique each week, which was really fun. The colors, of course, are so nice. Of course, there's hair on it because there's hair everywhere in this house. But yeah, I should pick that up and keep doing that. I'm not sure when. My order priority at the moment is to finish the mittens because it is still winter here in Melbourne and it's very windy, very cold. And then I have a birthday party I'm going to on the weekend, and I thought I would whip up a quick beanie. So this is like, it's not a work in progress. I haven't even casted it on, but I thought I would show you and let you know of my plans. This is from a mill end bag. So in Australia at stores like Lincraft and Spotlight, I'm not sure if they do this in other countries, but they have things called mill ends, and I think they're like factory seconds. Maybe they're not the right color, maybe they're a smaller size than what they should be, but they sort of package them up into these bags and they sell them at the stores for a discounted price. They're mainly acrylic yarns, so I did have a moment where I was kind of interested in them. There is a Facebook group, if you're in Australia, all about mill ends, and because they have sort of like a, not a mystery bag quality, but a random, you don't really know what's going to come in what store and like what quantities there will be. There's that element of mystery, surprise, excitement, not sure. But yeah, it was interesting to look through those posts and see how excited people get about mill ends. So I caught on to the excitement for a little bit, and one of the bags that I picked up was this, and I believe it is a Lion brand Mandala Ombre. The other thing also about these mill end bags is they don't label with what type. You can see the color, it's a clear bag so you can see inside it, but you can't feel the texture of the yarn. You don't know what it's made of, what the composition is, and you don't know how many plies, how thick it is, what the meterage or the yardage is. It's a mystery bag, really. But they do have certain like themes, I feel like you'll see that there are some that are repeated, and so I'm pretty sure this is Mandala Ombre, which is quite an expensive yarn. So I got a bag of about 3 balls of this. I haven't weighed them. They do look smaller than what's sold in the store, but I thought it was a nice blue, and I thought it would make, it's a very soft acrylic, and I thought it would make a nice beanie. So I might do the Watchcap beanie. I'll put a picture here. There's a free pattern from Purl Soho for the Watchcap beanie and mittens, I believe, and I've made it before. I've made it a few times. I just need to figure out what size I'm going to make. Probably this adult small, which is about 120 stitches that you cast on, and hopefully I'll be able to make that in 2 or 3 days. Maybe I should time it and see how long it takes me to, how many hours that is, because I think that would be interesting information. But yes, so this will be knitted and gifted straight away. So hopefully I remember to take a photo of it as well. But yes, lots of things on the needles. I will be back. I'm going to go get the pair of mittens that I've made. So here is the last work in progress, finished object that I have for you today. Woman Simple mittens, as I mentioned before. I will link the pattern down below. I made these, they're nice and toasty warm because they were in front of the heater. I gave them a little bit of a wash in the laundry machine, just on the wool cycle, because they were a little bit on the large side for me. I did do the smallest size, but I guess my hands are just kind of tiny. So yes, they can flip up, as I said, when your fingers are cold, and then flip down when you want to work on the computer or use your phone or ride your bike. But yes, I also have been thinking that I might give these away. They have felted, as you can see, a little bit from wear and from being washed, but they're very soft. I'm using a hand-dyed yarn from, I think it's called Fibersmith. It's a store that used to be in Yarraville, but it have now since moved online, and it is it's definitely 100% wool. It's not a sock yarn, so I have been looking for something to use this yarn up in. But yeah, I might do this pattern again for myself. See, it's kind of fits, but it's also a little bit loose. I might do this pattern again for myself, but with the 2mm needles instead of the 2.25mm needles I use for this, as it says in the pattern. It was also the first time I tried using double pointed needles. We were away, and I didn't have my magic loop. I was just using a small 9-inch circular for these mittens. So I thought I would purchase some double pointed needles and learn how to do it. And that's what I did for the little thumb gusset finger section there. So yes, I have a feeling that I will gift these. I used a normal long tail cast on. I did also refresh or relearn how to do a tubular cast off. So I've been doing that. I'm not sure if I love the way it looks on a 2x2 because you have to sort of rearrange the stitches a bit to make it into a 1x1, and then you can do the tubular cast off. But it was fun to learn and fun to do, and it does give it a nice, like, non-flary but still stretchy enough finish. What else can I say? Yeah, I did the small size. They're very soft. They're very, like, it's a really nice travel project to have if you don't want to make socks. This is a nice alternative. I feel like you get to, like, show off your knitting a bit more than socks, because socks are hidden in shoes, obviously, but these are, like, out in the world for the world to see. They are also intensely warm because they're made of wool. So when you're, like, in your home office and you're, like, typing away, it's nice to have your hands nice and toasty warm. Even when it's, like, folded down, it keeps your hands really, really cozy, and, like, we're all about cozy around here. But yeah, that is the finished object. Is there anything else I can tell you about this? 2.25mm. It's a 4-ply yarn. Didn't take too long to do. I was on holiday, but maybe like 5 or 6 days I reckon it would take, if you're just leisurely knitting along. And the pattern is very well written. I do recommend it, and I'm so grateful that it's a free pattern. So yeah, I feel like there will be more mittens gifted and made in the future, and they're just so practical. Like, I feel like it's nice to have, like, fingerless mittens to be able to do what you want to do, but also have warm and cozy hands, and not feel like the bulk of, like, traditional gloves. So yeah, highly recommend. I think that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back soon with another video, but until then, have a safe and cozy time and enjoy your knitting and crochet and craft projects. Bye.